Now on Denver 7 News at 10. Shocking video of an Aurora liquor store that was burglarized twice in one night.
I don't know, every emotion runs into you. You feel violated.
We talked to the owner who says this should be a wake-up call to Aurora police.
Plus, parents in Boulder are pleading for help to find their teenage daughter who has gone missing.
We just can't bear the thought of you being gone any longer.
We break down why the parents believe this is not just a runaway situation.
Plus, a family distraught after a father is run down by a car that plowed into a group of people. Denver 7 breaking new information on a Jeffco hit and run that left several in the hospital. Thank you for joining us tonight on Denver 7 News at 10. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I'm Byron Wang. The investigation continues tonight after a driver plows into a group of people in Jefferson County, killing one man and injuring 7 others.
Denver 7's Colette Bordelon has been on this story all day, learning more about the people hit and the lives changed. Colette?
It all happened just before 2 a.m. Out of the 7 people hurt in the hit and run, 4 were taken to the hospital. The other 3 had minor injuries, so they stayed and spoke with investigators. But today, I've been learning more about the person who died after being hit outside the Rockrest Lodge. Family tells me his name is Adrian Ponce and that he was in his 20s. These are pictures given to us by Angelina Pena, who says Ponce is her brother-in-law. She says he was outgoing, caring, and loving, and willing to do whatever he could for someone else. Pena tells me last night, Ponce went to a haunted house before going to Rockrest Lodge.
My sister called me around 4 o'clock in the morning and said, Ange, I have a gut feeling something's wrong. He's not home. He should have been home. He told me he would be home at 1. I can't get a hold of him.
Pena tells me Ponce and her sister have 2 young children together. She says her sister is devastated and heartbroken, but she's doing everything she can to keep it together for her kids.
Hearing my nephew say, "Where's Daddy?" And then he tells me, "My daddy's gone. My daddy died." And he's only 3. I don't think he truly understands it, But he didn't deserve this.
The suspect in this case has been identified as Ruben Marquez, who has a criminal history dating back a decade in Colorado. He's facing first-degree murder charges along with 3 counts of first-degree assault and 3 counts of second-degree assault. The truck used is registered to Ernesto de Jesus Avila, who police say was a passenger at the time of the hit-and-run crash, who's also facing charges. A 3rd passenger was in the truck too, but is not facing charges. In the studio, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
All right, Colette, thank you. Take a look at this. A massive fire scorching a warehouse along 9th Street in Decatur tonight. This is footage from one of our crews traveling down I-25. Fire officials are still investigating the cause and no injuries have been reported.
This shocking video shows thieves ramming a Hummer into the wall of a liquor store over and over. They were breaking into G&E Liquors near Elephant Tower early this morning. The owners of this store actually saw this in action on their security cameras and they called Aurora police. So when the owners showed up to see the damage, police were gone, but a second set of thieves showed up. They threatened the owners and they took off with the ATM, Bitcoin machine, cash box, and more. Now, I spoke to Giram Almayu tonight. He says he felt violated and thinks this should be a wake-up call for Aurora police. Your liquor store was robbed twice in the same night by different people?
Yes, they know what they were doing. And I want people to see these people, identify them so nobody become a victim like us.
Aurora police tell us they are investigating this and they're looking for the thieves. Leaders in the Ethiopian community in Aurora tell me the store owners are pillars in their community, known for their kindness, and now they have to close their business while repairs are being made.
Tampa Bay Lightning defenseman and former Avs player Ian Cole has been suspended by the Lightning. This comes amid sexual assault allegations made against him on social media Friday. The Associated Press reports the allegations were made via Twitter from an anonymous user, alleging she was a minor when Cole groomed her and pressured her to have sex with him. According to the tweet, this allegedly happened while Cole was in his first few years in the NHL. In a statement tonight, the Tampa Bay Lightning said they are fully cooperating with the league's investigation and that they've suspended Cole until they can gather more details.
New at 10, a Boulder family is asking for help to find their 14-year-old daughter after she disappeared 10 days ago.
They tell Denver 7 they fear she is a victim of human trafficking. Denver 7's Patrick Perez has more on what the parents know so far.
The parents of this 14-year-old girl desperate for answers after she disappeared more than a week ago.
She's never run away. She's never stayed out all night, so it was extraordinary for her not to come home.
David and Jessica say Chloe Campbell was last seen on Friday, September 30th, just after 8 p.m. at their Boulder High football game. Her friends say the freshman was with two men they did not recognize who appeared to be suspicious.
Immediately when she did not come home, we started looking for her. David was searching all around here tirelessly, and then we ramped up the searches over the weekend.
Since that day, Jessica and David have had zero contact with Chloe as she did not have her phone on her. Any inklings about her whereabouts have come through social media messages to Chloe's friends, but there's no real confirmation those messages are actually from her.
There's a story that Chloe is with a family in Arizona, and I want to make it crystal clear that we don't have any family in Arizona.
Just this past Friday, they received a photo from a friend of Chloe's in which she appeared unwell and injured. They worry she's a victim of human trafficking.
I am not expert in trafficking, but I do know that the tactics of traffickers is to prey on young girls that are at high risk. And Chloe has been struggling since the pandemic. She has many risk factors that these types of predators prey on.
Boulder police investigators are growing increasingly concerned about Chloe's safety, but the case does not meet their criteria for an Amber Alert, a spokesperson told us. Chloe's parents are hoping through the public's help and the private investigator they've hired, she'll be home soon.
Honey, we love you so much. You are so precious to us. We just can't bear the thought of you being gone any longer.
If you can't come home, if someone is preventing you from coming home, I'm speaking to you right now. Whoever you are that's keeping Chloe from coming home, know that we are looking for you and that we are going to find you, and we are never going to stop until Chloe is home safe.
Chloe's family gave us a copy of this flyer, which we saw posted in several parts of Boulder. On it, there are several numbers, as you can see here, that you can call if you know anything about where she may be. We'll have them for you also on Denver7.com. Hey, the studio, I'm Patrick Perez, Denver 7.
That poor family. Thank you, Patrick. Colorado's state flags are flying half-staff today in honor of National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend. 7 Colorado firefighters were honored at today's ceremony in Maryland, including the air tanker pilot whose plane crashed while he was fighting the Kruger Rock fire near Estes Park last November. Their families and friends were presented with an American flag and a rose, and the memorial honored 469 fallen firefighters, including those not recognized in recent years because of canceled ceremonies during the pandemic.
Sources tell us President Biden will visit Colorado this week to designate Camp Hale in Eagle County as a national monument. Located near Leadville, Camp Hale served as the training site for the 10th Mountain Division, which fought in the mountains of Italy during World War II. The president's visit is planned for Wednesday. Also this week, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection will hold what is expected to be its final hearing on Thursday. Now, the committee did not specify the topic of the hearing, but members say they expect it to include a key element in the plot to overturn the 2020 election.
We've had just a huge amount of documents from the Secret Service that we are going through, and we found some new things that we will be able to present, but also to be able, I think, to tie together some loose ends, maybe not every single one. As you know, we're still being stonewalled by some witnesses, but we hope that this will help fill in some of the gaps for the public.
Now, you will be able to watch the hearing next Thursday starting at 11 a.m. on Denver 7 and on Denver 7 Plus for streaming devices.
And as we continue to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, the Latino Cultural Arts Center is kicking off Ofrenda Us today. The celebration of life concert and wellness fair was at Levitt Pavilion in Denver. It's a program teaching people about the tradition of altar making in honor of loved ones, while also talking about mental health and access to the Denver community.
The workshops that we're going to be offering have been put together by a group of artists and educators, where they can come and make marigolds as a family out of paper, and in that process talk about grief, talk about loss. How do you process as a family?
Certainly a very important conversation. Organizers say this time of year is about more than just Halloween. It's about staying connected to your community. Denver 7 is a proud sponsor of the event.
Coming up, sidewalks in Denver crumbling beneath those trying to use them.
We're failing people each day when folks using wheelchairs can't get to a transit stop. We really need to change the system.
Now the issue of fixing them is in the hands of voters in November.
Plus, as more women return to work, how a push to get equal pay for all women could bring down inflation.
And the fight against ALS continues.
It's amazing when something like this happens to you personally, how your support system rises to the occasion.
How Coloradans came together to bring awareness to a treatment that could help thousands of families.